Chilly. It's not too bad. It's probably a high 50s, probably low 60s, but there's a breeze coming off this water, so my fingertips are cold. So yeah, we're just, our neighborhood has a cute little trail system around some pretty ponds. Yay, fountains. Hooray! For any of you who are unfamiliar, I live in Houston, and these are super decorative water features that also double as flood control. So whenever it floods, these are the first to fill and it saves the houses. They are expansive. You can basically follow the ponds and the bayous all the way through the city, honestly. Oops. So yeah, it's been really rainy and cold. It's been in like the 40s and pouring rain for like a week now. And we figured we would come out and soak up some vitamin D. crocheted one of my hairs into my blanket. And it's basically coiled so hard around the sorry, the camera's over here and I'm over here, so I keep looking at me because that seems more natural. Anyway, sorry, I'm Squirrel Pie Productions on my computer, so she's trying to talk over Tommy. Anyway, so I crocheted one of my hairs into my blanket, but I guess it wrapped around it so much that now that I'm trying to get it out, when I pull, it's not woven into the plies. It's actually knotted around where I have my, let's see if you can do it. There we go. So it's knotted around this string in here. And so I can't, I can't I can't undo my crochet, but I can't get the hair out either. So, okay, there we go. That was gross. Tell me I'm not the only one.
So they turned out really amazing. Highly recommend that recipe if you have some sweet potatoes lying around and you want some ribs.
And then I lost my crochet hook for like 3 minutes. I'm gonna go make some tea. Okay, so since I decided to start this whole thing late, that means I'm a little bit behind on Advents. So I purchased 2 for myself. I got the Sweet Sparrow Advent Calendar, and I got the Lambstrings Yarn Spooky Holiday Calendar. And then I swapped with a girlfriend, and she created me an Advent Calendar, and every day comes with a goodie, so I'm super, super spoiled. My lighting's a little bit weird, but I'll try to fix that. So we'll start with the Sweet Sparrow. And I have days 1 through 4. The first day was Annette, Cottage in the Snow, which is actually based off of her little house on the Delaware River. And it came with these cute little snowflake buttons. Poseidon on her nest base, which has these black marls through it. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is Wild Geese, and it came with a peppermint that my mischievous little son is eyeing very, very much. Lambstrings is, she's really well known. Shanna is really well known for her deep colors and kind of her, I don't know, kind of gothic and dark ideas, which I think is really fun, and I thought it would be a really cool addition to holidays. So day 1 was Yule Cat. This one is Candy Cane Massacre, Rudolph Sees Red, and the Headless Gingerbread Man. And then from my friend Mariah with my swap, she saw that me and my son really liked the movie Nightmare Before Christmas, and so she actually renamed minis and created an entire box with a Nightmare Before Christmas theme, which was awesome, and my 9-year-old totally pegged it before I did, which was hysterical. So this one is Igor and the Plans, Jack, the moonlight kiss between him and Sally, Shock, Dr. Finkelstein, and the Easter Door. And she has sent some really amazing little goodies. So I've gotten teas and candies and a new mug and a handmade project bag. And it's been absolutely wonderful. So I hope that we get to do that again next year. So obligatory tree picture this year. So it does have a blue tint to it, which is really pretty. And here's the Advent mess. So our little tradition now is to light the tree around 4:30 or 5 because it starts to get dark. It doesn't look like it today because it's super sunny, but the last few days have been really overcast and nasty, and so it's dark at like noon. But yeah, so we sit here every night and we all open our Advent calendars and we enjoy our tree, which I think is the best part of the holidays personally. And yeah, so that is my tour through my Advent calendars, and I will update you on them as days go by. Hi everybody, I am in my craft room with some corner of craft Vlogmas on my computer and my crochet blanket in my lap. I don't have very long to work on my crochet blanket, so I'm trying to get some of it in. My husband has taken our son to the drive-in to see Croods 2, and I was supposed to go, and then I kind of begged off. I realized that the majority of podcasters who actually do Vlogmas from day 1 do kind of an intro. So I'm going to, because I didn't do that, this morning because I do things the way that I want to do them and not necessarily in a logical, chronological way. I'm going to do it now that I have a little bit of time just to chat with you. So for those of you who don't know or who are new, I'm Sarah. I host the Avid Knits podcast. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry both as Avid Knits, and I am a sample knitter, so I do a lot of commission knitting for yarn dyers or pattern designers and sometimes yarn shops. I live in Houston. I have a husband. We've been married for 5 years, and I have a 9-year-old son. His name is Hector. You will see lots of him. He very much likes the camera. Yeah, so they went out to go see a movie and have a boys' night. And I figured that I would sit and kind of chat with you guys. I haven't podcast for a very long time. I know that I had said that it would probably be a little bit less during the holidays or during the fall and winter season. I didn't expect it to stop completely, so I'm really sorry about that. It was our 5th anniversary this year, so we were supposed to go to Scotland in October, and obviously, because of the situation in the world, we didn't go, and have known since February that we weren't going to go. So this year we were planning to have my husband take his vacation over our anniversary, which is the 3rd of October, and have him just take his normal vacation, and his birthday is the 10th, and they both fell on Saturdays this year, which was super cool. And we were just going to hang out and kind of be. Well, my husband got laid off on October 1st. And so he came home, and 2 days before he was supposed to start his vacation, which is fine. It's not ideal, but we can do it. It's no big thing. And then, we had anniversary, and we just did a really chill thing here at the house. I think I made pot roast. I think we made pot roast together or something. It wasn't even a big deal. Sorry, let me see if I can turn you. My mini that I'm using is really tiny, and so I can't extend my Swift. I can't open my Swift. If I open it anymore, then the Swift gets stuck and it won't turn me for the most part. So I'm having to kind of turn it manually, which is, these get caught on the little knob, and so that's really frustrating. So I'm going to fight with that a little bit while I'm talking to you. That's all it is. And we're back into the cozy corner. I'm kind of milking the very last of the ambient light that's in my window right here. So I want to get through this as semi-quickly as possible so that you can have a kind of decent picture and not just a bunch of greeny stuff on my face. So anyway, he was laid off at the beginning of October. No big thing. We celebrated his anniversary, and we had a really low-key thing for a birthday, and blah, 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 blah. Well, here's where we talk about lady stuff. So if you are not interested in that or in like health stuff, you can kind of skip this part. It's not a super big deal because obviously I'm here and everything's fine. So, but for those of you who care, you can stick around. The first week of October, I made an appointment with the doctor because I was having some spotting after my period and it wasn't stopping and wasn't going away. Basically, long story short, I have an IUD, and I ended up having an ectopic pregnancy, which is where you have the ovary, and then basically a fertilized egg is supposed to travel from the ovary down the tube and then embed into the uterus. And it didn't. Because I have the IUD, a very high percentage of pregnancies, if you get pregnant at all, a very high percentage of pregnancies get stuck in that tube. And that's what happened to me. It's called an ectopic pregnancy. It's not a big deal. Some people have a lot of pain, and some people have some really weird side effects. I didn't have any of that. I had a little bit of spotting, and my stomach, just felt full all the time, I guess. Anyway, so on the 13th, I had surgery, and they removed that tube. I guess it ended up bursting, and so they drained out all the blood, and they took out the tube, and blah, 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 blah. They stitched me back up. It's all done by scope. It's very, very small. Everything is fine. Everybody's fine. Totally kosher. I do have an IUD, so it was not a planned pregnancy. It was not a desired pregnancy. We're all good. And so that's kind of where it started, I guess. Then I had recovery from that, and then we ended up in the kind of throes of pseudo Thanksgiving, sort of, and we've had to put down some boundaries with family. We have, my husband has a large family, and they are all very, my mother-in-law's house is very much the central location for a lot of our family. And so basically, if one person isn't doing the right thing and then they go to mom's house, well, now all of us end up at risk. And so we've kind of ended up having to put up the partition and say, like, we're not going to be, like, you guys can do what you want. I can't stop you. You're adults, you know the risks, but that doesn't mean that I have to be part of it. So it kind of sucks. We're pretty close to family and we spend a lot of time together, but it is what it is. Here we are this year. So now that I've got you all caught up, mainly for all of that, I just kind of was watching Vlogmas, and I have been fortunate enough to make friends with some podcasters, so like I'm watching my friends do Vlogmas, and it's like, well, nobody can go anywhere this year, and nobody can do anything. So if I don't have anything to talk about, I'm not going to be the only one. And if they can do Vlogmas, I can do Vlogmas, right? So I figured that I would give it a shot. So I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you stick around. And if you don't feel bad. I am hoping to get back into podcasting here at least every couple of weeks so that I can keep up with my knitting. I have some projects to share. I did finish a couple of sweaters, and I would like to talk about them before I mail them off. And I have a new commission to do. I was going to take the winter off, but I kind of changed my mind and figured that I would just keep working. So, I will maybe check in. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to call it a night here, and I will see you for day 2 tomorrow. Bye. Oh, day 2. What day is it now? Day 4? This is day 1 for me, but this is supposed to be day 4. So I'm just going to number them for what they should have been and pretend like I did 1 through 3. Okay? Yay! I hope you guys have a good night. Bye, y'all.